Glasgow in the final warm-up test this weekend, and your thoughts ahead of it all?
Yeah, really looking forward to it, and it's obviously we're expecting to be the biggest challenge of the 3 games of our 3 pre-season games, and obviously it's a very important game for us heading into the start of the Premiership season and the game at Northampton. So yeah, it's been a good training week, a little bit more intensity about the place, and as I said, we're going to run it. Although we're going to use a squad of 30 players, we'll probably run a group of players for a bit longer than we have done in the other games. And obviously what we want to have at the end of the game is not only a good performance but a good idea of what our team will be going into the Northampton game. You
said you were happy with 50 points on the board and a lot of positives from last week, but there was still some work-ons. Is that something you've done this week?
Yeah, I mean that's the whole point of pre-season games, and obviously getting good quality video is you can identify the areas that need the most attention and you need to put your time to. And we were obviously pleased with huge parts of our attacking game, our attacking intent, the way we found space, some of the way we moved the ball was fantastic. Defensively there was a lot of good things, although we shipped in the end what was a very, very soft try. But I think as a whole, big piece of the game held up. What we have to pin down, as I say, before this Premiership season starts, is some little technical details that make sure things like, some line-out delivery is a little bit better. Some of our kind of decision making is a little bit better. Some of our contact skills, especially in the breakdown, a little bit better. But we've concentrated hard on those this week. We have obviously a tougher challenge this week against Glasgow, and so those skills have to stand up under a bit more pressure. But that's the whole point. We want it to be a tough game because that's the only way to prepare for the Premiership.
You said you wanted to see the boys standing up in all 3 games. From the first 2, you've obviously seen that now. Yeah. It's a case now for final chance for the rest of the lads now to just stake their claim for Northampton.
Yeah, definitely, and I think winning is a little bit of a habit, or going out onto a pitch with the intent to win. And I think that is something that we do most weeks now. We go out onto the pitch with a full intent to win. We're playing in an ambitious way. We're getting better and better at seeing what's in front of us, and we're getting better in being able to flick the switch between being an ambitious attacking side and then someone who can lock down defensively. And those are important developments for us. And as I say, on top of that, we just got to tie down a few technical issues around like I say, a little bit around the set piece, a little bit around the contact area. But as a whole, I think we're pleased with where we are.
From Glasgow last year up in Scotland that they're a tough nut to crack.
Yeah, I mean last year was a perfect game for us in running into the pre-season. We went there, in a quite a tough away situation where we had to travel to a different ground to we were originally expecting, and we travelled on the day, and we did some incredible things that day, and then we rocked up there and we had a couple of injuries in the warm-up, and it looked like everything that could go wrong went wrong, and then we put in a really solid, fantastically great attitude of performance, and really dominated large parts of the game and probably should have won by more. The weather kind of came in, it got a bit drizzly, and it ended up being a bit tighter than it should have done. And I think for us it was a real important game that laid down some good foundations to what we wanted to be about attitude-wise, and I think that's going to be important again this week. We know Glasgow are a good side, put in a good performance against Harlequins last weekend. They were good in the Rubbo Direct last year, and they'll look to be a better side this year. So it's going to be a really good challenge for us, one I'm really looking forward to, and one we've got to front up to completely.